Hello and welcome once again to Pakistani Profile. And today I have with me Faisal Kapadia, who's not only an entrepreneur by profession but also a renowned blogger and an author. Let's welcome Faisal. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
So Faisal, how do you manage all these roles in your daily life?
Well, I'm basically a trader and entrepreneur, so I'm at my office from morning till night, and I'm normally in front of a computer screen. So I usually monitor some social media activities during that time, and I do mostly my writing and blogging at night. Right. So that's how I do it. Means I don't get enough sleep, but that's how I do it.
So you said you don't get enough sleep. What has been your inspiration and what keeps you going?
Well, I think that, if you want to do something for your country, or if you want to do something to achieve personal growth, then you have to sacrifice something. So that's my inspiration. I mean, if you put in something, then you'll get out something. And in order to bring about some change, you have to be actively involved. You have to have a voice. You can't just sit and think that, if I talk about it with my friends in some drawing room somewhere, something's going to happen. That's not how it works.
So what has basically made you come towards blogging, and what made you grow to it?
Well, I started blogging in December 2007, right about the time when Benazir passed away. And my initial growth, or my initial idea, was that I should put my personal writings online in some way to see what kind of a response I get, because I'd never done that. I'd never shared my writings online or with anybody in the world. So Awab Alvi proved to be some kind of an inspiration towards that effort, and he directed me towards a platform which is social media and blogging. Now, when I started putting my stuff on there, I started getting a lot of response. I started getting ideas from people. I started getting a fan following, if you can call it a fan following. I don't. It's just, I think it's a part of a discourse that we take part in. So people started talking to me sooner rather than later. I got calls from editors. I started writing for Dawn. I started writing for the Express Tribune. I started writing for the Friday Times. And I realized that this voice that I have can be used to highlight issues which other people or mainstream media don't. So that's my inspiration to blog.
Okay. And because you've been so actively involved, you also own a blogging website by the name of Deadpan Thoughts.
Deadpan Thoughts, yes.
So what's the concept behind the name that you're choosing?
I'm mostly a cultural critic. I don't write about politics because I think that a person's involvement in the political process should be as far as the vote is concerned. Yes, you can criticize your leaders if you see something wrong, but you can't criticize each and everything that they do. You have to let people do their work. So I personally feel that culture and social issues and economic issues is my forte, and that's what I write about. So that's my basically niche on Deadpan Thoughts.
Okay, so, but you said that you're not politically involved, right? Now,
no.
what according to you what role does blogging play, taking into consideration the current Pakistan scenario? And how does it basically help in getting Pakistan out of the situation?
Well, you see, blogging gives you a voice. Well, normally when people talk amongst themselves, like you're talking to your friends or I'm talking to somebody, our voice is not projected and not heard. Blogging gives you that platform that you can get your voice out internationally. And then people start hearing you and people start talking to you. And then maybe in time you can somehow, influence or change the thought process of the people that you interact with. And that is the contribution that you can bring towards change. I don't think that blogging is basically just a tool to get activism started. I think it has a lot of other uses as well. You can use it to spread, you can use it to break myths about things. You can use it to discuss religion. You can just use it to discuss so many things that we don't talk about. And Pakistan really needs to talk. We really need to communicate with each other. So I think blogging gives you that.
Okay. Blogging gives you that platform to basically voice your thoughts, right? You have this one belief that one idea can change the destiny of many. Now, what does this concept all about, and how does that apply in your life?
Well, if you think about it, sometimes you have an idea that you think is not that important. But if you actually translate it into a real life scenario and you try to make it possible, you can do anything. I'll give you an example. 4 friends last August standing outside somebody's house in Defense. That was when the floods were starting. Okay, this was about the 10th or the 12th of August. They started talking to each other. They said, we can't take this anymore. We can't just sit aside and let this happen. We have to help these people. So they took 2 trucks to Shikarpur. and with the help of a local MP, we got a warehouse. These 4 friends of me, Awab Alvi, Rehan Bandukda and Nabil Jangda. We got a warehouse in Sakhar and we started flood relief from there. Over the next 6 months, we collected and donated by hand $180,000 worth of supplies. And I'm talking about cash donations, in kind were more. We gave ration hampers to 55,000 families. Yeah. We fed ready-to-eat meals to 25,000 people. We gave 9 trucks of water. We gave 600 camps and so much more. Just from that one idea outside that house in Defense. So that one idea affected so many people through us. I'm not taking credit for this whole thing, but that idea was the basis where this whole thing started. So that's what an idea can do.
So you just mentioned about the flood relief activities that you were involved in. You're also involved in other social activities, yes, right? Now, what according to you do we as Pakistani or as a nation lack when it comes to such activities, and what efforts should be done?
I don't think we lack in anything. I think it's more, the problem is that we don't communicate things properly. I mean, right now, if you see the flood situation in Badin and the other areas of Sindh, the mainstream media isn't showing it as much as it should. So people aren't aware. People are thinking, oh, you know, it's just rain, it's going to go away in a month. But it's devastating. And if we start talking to each other, if we start communicating properly and get more organized, we can achieve a lot as a nation.
You've also written a book.
Yes.
Sands of Time.
Sands of Time, yeah.
Sands of Time. What has been your inspiration and what is the book all about?
Well, it's a romantic thriller based on the seaside town, which is Karachi. It's got a lot of local flavor in it. It's basically the story of, you know, one of those guys who sell crabs on the beach. Yeah. If you go to the beach over here, you normally get a guy walking up to the hut. He'll have a basket, he'll be selling crabs. It's his story. It's his love story, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what has been the inspiration again behind writing this book?
Well, like I said, I've been writing since I was 16 years old. Yeah. So this is just one of the things that I've written and now I've shared it with everybody. It's an e-book and it's available on Amazon.
You've also been involved with Awab Alvi in this program, the Layback Show.
Yes.
What was the concept behind that show and what are your plans in the future regarding that?
Again, we wanted to provide a channel for because we are very actively involved with the social media community of Pakistan. So we thought we should provide a channel for people to, you know, discuss their views. And because, I mean, if you have ever seen the Layback Show, it's mostly me and Awab fighting things out. Yeah. It's mostly argumentative. That's because, you know, as individuals, we all hold different opinions. Now, if we don't exercise those opinions and if we don't present them towards the world, then how will we bring any sort of change, you know? So we thought that we should launch a program that focuses on issues which the mainstream media doesn't talk about and which heavily involves the social media community, and that was our inspiration for the Layback Show.
You know, you've been involved in blogging and you've been writing so much on different topics. Have you ever thought of being part of Pakistani politics?
I think, like I said before, I think politics is for politicians. I'm not one. And personally, I feel that the political process with me stops at the vote. And I usually vote for people who do work for Pakistan, regardless of party. I don't look at the party flag when I go to vote. I see what work he's done in the local community. If he's working or she's working, I will vote for them. I think that is where people are going astray. People are too involved in the day-to-day running of the political process here. Yeah. As an individual, as a citizen of Pakistan, you have been given the power to vote. If you want to bring somebody to power, vote for them. And then, if they come into power as the results of your vote, you should, you know, monitor their activities and give them feedback. Stop criticizing people. All we do is criticize people.
According to my personal opinion here would be that we are too involved in looking at the personal gains and not the gain for the nation. So is that what you're trying to say here?
Yes, I think, look, I'll just give you a small example. A politician comes into power, we immediately focus on his personal life, we immediately focus on what car he's driving. What difference does that make? You should focus on what he's doing with his mandate, what he's doing for the country. If he's doing work for the country, good enough. So what if he's from a rich family and he's driving a good car? Yeah. Shouldn't matter.
As long as he's doing work, which is
as long as he's doing work, that's what should matter. Yes.
All right. Your message for the youth of Pakistan?
I feel that the youth of Pakistan keep blaming the system. I think that you are the system. If you want to bring about change, then you first have to change yourself. When you do that, you can bring change.
It was great talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more Pakistani Profile, visit pakistaniprofiles.com.